This is exciting for me. 10 days ago, I was at Oak Hill at Rochester, at the PGA Championship, announcing Michael Block's name. And I'll tell you, every time I've announced at a PGA Championship, Rory, of course, is going to get a lot of noise. But man, after announcing Rory and then saying, and now on the tee, from California, PGA professional, Michael Block. It makes the hair on the back of my neck stand to see one of our own, right, Jared? One of our own, a PGA golf professional, like the ones that stood up, the ones on this stage, kind of representing us at the highest level, to finish 15th in a major championship when he's got a day job. And it's taking care of the grill, taking care of the members at a Royal Trabuco golf course. It was really a proud moment. Obviously excited to have Brooks do it, but that picture was just a week ago. All right, so I wanted to just cover a few things. I'm standing between you and your awards, and I don't want to delay this. You're eating your dessert, everything's cool. They tell me I got about 15, 20 minutes, and I will do my best to tell you a little bit about being a PGA golf professional and how cool it is to be the vice president, and tell you a little bit about maybe just, I think being a good person, and then tell a little bit of story about the Ryder Cup, and then I'll finish, and then we'll be done. I've got something cool at the end. I'm kind of curious how you'll take it. I've only done it once before, so we'll see how it works. Like I said, I was an umpire 30 years ago when Salt Lake City had the Trappers. It was just rookie ball. I was in the Pioneer League. And then when I was in AAA, I umpired there again, but it seems like a lifetime ago. This quote, I just like it because you're not in this room by accident, right? You have to make a decision to get in the car. Your parents had to make a decision to get you there. I'm not in this room by accident. I had to say yes, right? Free will is everything that we've got in this world, in this country. If you can't say no, your yes doesn't mean anything. So the ability to say no is really important because when you do say yes, it means you want to be there. And you said yes to be here tonight. And Devin, you call me and give me the opportunity to speak to these young men and women. I just really do appreciate that. It's cool. But Teddy Roosevelt, isn't this true? Every time you tee it up, you could fail. But every time you tee it up, you could have the best round of your life, right? Even now, even me, the next time I play, I could hit the best shot of my life. That's the beauty of golf. And I just have always loved this quote. I'm into history. I don't know if some of you are into history. Maybe you hate that class, maybe you don't. But far better is it to dare mighty things, to win glorious triumphs, even though checkered by failure, than to rank with those poor spirits who neither enjoy nor suffer much because they live in a gray twilight. Ooh, that's kind of rough. That knows neither victory or defeat. So one of the things, I'm a dad. My daughter's 20. She goes to school up in as far away from Phoenix, Arizona as you can go. I'm at my golf course, little Augusta Ranch, par 61. I've got 21 top tracer bays. It's kind of cool. We had like 350,000 range balls hit in the last month. But one of the things that I think all golf professionals, all moms and dads, they can't get burned out. We got to work out. We got to watch out for the work-life balance or the integration, right? Those are catchwords that everybody's talking about. But I coached Katie's softball team. One of the things I made an intentional effort that I was going to coach her softball team. And so I'd always heard what's win? What is win? And I had heard Lou Holtz give a speech one time. A win is what's important now. If you want to win, you got to ask that question to yourself 26 times a day, what's important now? If you're going to be a great golfer, you have to say to yourself, what's important now? You got to get good grades, you got to sit in the front row, you got to work on your chipping and putting more than your hitting and driving. What's important now? And then I really wanted to give a little bit more to Katie and her team, and I kind of just came up with it. You can kind of see the red on there, but it really is how to win. You've got to build good habits. And I think most of you have done that in this room. Maybe you could build some better habits to get in this room again next year. Right? I don't know who's going to be in this room, but someone's going to be here. I hope it's you again. Opportunities are important. You got to have the will. Have you ever willed to putt into the hole? I know you have. And if you haven't, try it. Try to really think that this ball's going in. I'm going to make this putt. You'll see. It'll give you a little heightened level of focus that you'll make it. Try to will every putt into the hole, and I bet you'll start making more. And then trials and outcomes. It's just going to happen, right? You're going to have a triple bogey. It's going to happen. Michael Block, what a great story, right? He finishes 15th and everybody's cheering for Michael and it's great. But on Thursday, when he played in the Colonial, he had a bad round. Did anybody see what he said after that round of golf? It was cool. You should Google it. And by the way, I'm on Instagram. So you can take a picture of me right now and tag me, Don Ray PGA, because I need some followers right now. I'm in like 1,400 followers. I know I can do better. And if you want to put the little icon, the little fire next to me, that'd be awesome. Just at Don Ray PGA. I'm not joking. Pull your phones out, take some pictures. Don Ray PGA, follow me, I'll follow you back. Got distracted there. But his interview, if you Google it, he talked about, hey, I could shoot 58. I've shot it before. Don't know if I will, but I'm going to try. Man, that's the attitude you got to have. I mean, sometimes you really see what people are about after the double bogey. You might be looking for a college scholarship, and the college coach might be out there watching you play, and you might not play the best round of your life, because chances are you're not. But they're going to watch you and see what you do after a bogey. They're going to watch you. They're going to watch you to see if you're looking for the ball of your fellow competitor. They're going to watch you. They're going to see if you say thank you to your fellow competitors when you walk off the green. They're going to watch you. They're not just watching your scorecard for greens in regulation and fairways hit. They're trying to see what kind of person you are. Can you fit in their team? So pay attention to that. I know for Michael, I admire him more now because he didn't turn down one interview. They gave us the list of all the interviews that Michael was asked to do after finishing 15th. It was well over 40. And he didn't say no to any of them because he wanted to talk about us, Jared. He wanted to talk about PGA Golf Professional, right, Lucas, and what we do and why it's the greatest job ever. I mean, if you like golf, you should get in the golf business. If you like people, you should be in the golf business. If you like raising money for the military, you should be in the golf business. I think, I can't think of a better career than golf because even at Augusta Ranch, I'm driving the course with the superintendent. I'm ordering the merchandise in the shop. I get to build some flyers for my fish fry. And I just think there's so many different hats you wear as a PGA golf professional that every day's a new day. I don't know what's next for you, right? Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, I'm not sure. But I know I heard a long time ago, new level, new devil. And one of the things they say about new level, new devil is that if you're really close to a breakthrough, that's when it gets the hardest. Because the devil don't want you to get there. And he's just hoping that you stop. So anytime you just can't find it on the range, it's all right to take the day off and come again the next day. But just understand, sometimes the new level you're looking for in your game, in your relationship, moms and dads, in your marriage, sometimes when it's the hardest, when you just don't understand each other, or you don't understand your teammates, or you don't understand why you can't make a 6-footer, it's because you're really close to a breakthrough. I mean, right now, like your life, even if you're, whoever, there's such a big disparity of ages in this room. And our life is just ticking by, right? It's just tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. Sounds like an app. Does anybody have that app on their phone? Raise your hands if you have TikTok on your phone. I know you do. I saw a little hand raised. You didn't even raise it above your shoulder, but there it is. Maybe you're watching Reels on Instagram. How many minutes do you burn through watching TikTok or Reels? Come on. I know about 6 months ago, I'd found myself waking up in the morning, laying in bed, answering some emails, and then I'd watch like 30 minutes of TikTok videos or Reels. And next thing I know, I'm late for work because time just burns. You burn time when you're on darn TikTok and Reel. And man, what else could you have done with those minutes? Could you have texted a teammate and said, hey, I thought you played really good yesterday? Could you have texted a friend who's maybe in a tough spot? Could you have texted maybe a teacher who just made a difference in your life? I think anytime, and this happens a lot, anytime like a name comes into your head, even right now, I think you should text him. Because there's a reason that name went into your head. I don't know what that reason is, but I assure you, if you text them right now and go, hey man, I was just thinking about you, some dude's on stage said I just text you. They're going to come back and go, hey man, I was just thinking about you, or hey, thanks for reaching out, man, I'm having a tough day. You'd be surprised. Don't underestimate when a name just falls into your head. It fell into your head for a reason, and you should text them. So I think I got to give you fair warning. I mean, whether it's life or a round of golf, it's a roller coaster. I mean, It's a roller coaster because you're going to have good rounds and bad rounds. You're going to have good days and bad days. You're going to have good holes and bad holes. You're going to have good shots and bad shots. And like a roller coaster is really designed to make you sick, right? I mean, that's the whole reason it was designed, is to make you sick. And so a lot of people are like, dude, I'm not getting on that roller coaster. But yet they're standing in line. Why are they standing in line for a roller coaster when 70% of Americans say they hate them? Because it can be exciting. And I think, when I think of roller coasters, are you nervous to get on the roller coaster or are you excited? I think there's a big difference here. I think when you're a competitor, when you're an athlete, you have to define that feeling as excited. Don't ever say you're nervous. Say, I'm excited. You might be nervous, but it's really just excitement. I think you just framing that in your mind, that I'm not nervous, I'm excited. Don, you nervous? No, I'm excited. I'm pumped. I mean, am I nervous to make a 3-footer to win the tournament, or am I excited to make it? That little teeny difference in your brain to say, no, I'm excited to make the 3-footer, you're going to make more of them, I assure you. And you know, I do crack up when I look at pictures of roller coasters. I mean, like that lower right-hand corner, like he's got his hands in the air. She doesn't, but she's having a good time. I think a roller coaster, right, it's trying to make you sick. It's all up and down. It's all crazy. And I like to picture that couple because they're just looking at each other because they've been on the roller coaster a long time. And I think there's some good wisdom in that. Like sometimes if the roller coaster's getting you all jacked up, mom and dad or you know, whoever's out there, I see you. Maybe you got to focus on somebody in your life and focus on them to take your eyes off the roller coaster because it'll be over soon enough. But why not enjoy it while you're there? And then I think of the family that's there. And I wonder who raised their hands first, right? Was it the parents who said, hey, raise your hand, this is going to be fun? Or is it the kids who raised their hands and the parents are like, I'm not raising my hands, people die on these things. There's no way. But it's okay to raise your hands. But I think when you're on the roller coaster, I don't raise my hands until I feel the click, right? That seatbelt better go on. And I'm pulling it like 3 or 4 times, right? To make sure that I'm not going to fall out of the darn roller coaster. Now listen, sitting at your table right now is your seatbelt. Whether it's faith, or whether it's family, or whether it's your friends, you can do the roller coaster. And you can raise your hands in the air like you just don't care. If you've got one of those 3, or maybe all 3 of those 3, then you can raise your hands on the roller coaster. But make sure you've got some good friends around you. Make sure you got your family around you. They know what's going on with your roller coaster. They might not know how bad your roller coaster is right now, but I bet you they want to know. And if you've got faith, then the man upstairs, Jesus Christ, has got the seatbelt on you, and you're just going to be just fine. I promise you. And so this kind of leads me to a scripture, just to throw it out there. And I do this slide everywhere I go, just because I have this bracelet of Philippians 4:13, and because it changed my life. And the reason I tell you this, and like I said, faith, family, or friends, wherever one you want to fall in, the first part of this scripture is I can do all things through Christ, and that might make you say, well, then I can do anything. Watch me. I can do it. But the second part of that is Christ who strengthens me. No matter what you're doing, whether it's your round of golf, if you've got a caddy, lean on him. You need the strength of somebody else. You need the strength of your family. You need the strength of your friends. So when I first got elected, they give you an old fancy watch, right, Jared? We get a big fancy watch. And it's a good watch. Like, Don, do you want an engraving on it? And I said, yeah, I want an engraving on it. And I want Philippians 4:13. Because I'm about to embark on 6 years of being an officer of the PGA of America, the largest sports organization in the world. And I can't do it by myself. There's no way. I need Karen, my wife, to help me. I need Katie, my daughter, to help me. I need Donnie, my son, to help me. I need my friends. I need to be able to reach out to Jared. So wherever you want to get that strength, get it. But make sure you reach out for it. The whole reason a PGA Tour player has a caddy is to give them a little bit of strength. They know how to play. They've been reading putts their whole life. They don't need somebody else But a second set of eyes, a second piece of wisdom, sometimes gets them to change the club and they hit a better shot. So have some caddies in your life. So the Ryder Cup, I'm going to tell you this quick story. Do you know who's on top of the Ryder Cup? Anybody? An extra dessert if you know it. All right, that's good, because I was assuming that you did not know who's on top of the Ryder Cup, but it is a person. So Samuel Ryder was who started the Ryder Cup. Samuel Ryder, cool guy, right? He made all his money selling little bags of seed called penny packs in England, and he became a millionaire. Actually was the mayor of his town, was an entrepreneur his whole life, and at the age of 50, his health starts to decline. And his pastor, his reverend, gets to him and says, you should start playing golf. He's like, golf? I would never play golf. Play golf. You need to get outside. So he plays golf with his pastor, and he's like, this is fun. I need to do some more of it. So what do? If you're a golfer and you need to get better, Lucas, you get some lessons from a PGA golf professional and Abe Mitchell. He meets Abe Mitchell, and Abe Mitchell starts tuning up his game, right? And Samuel starts playing good. Him and his brother start playing. They're loving it. And now Abe Mitchell starts telling him, hey, Samuel, we're a little bumped. Walter Hagen, old school golfer, won the PGA Championship several times. He comes over here to England and he beats up on us in the British Open. We got to do better in the British Open. Samuel, if you could sponsor me and my mates, we could play better in the British Open. We could win the Open Championship. And so Abe does finish fourth, but he never does win it. But Samuel and him become big friends. 1926, Walter Hagen brings a bunch of his American golf buddies over to England at Wentworth, right outside of London, and they play in a little match play event. The best players in Great Britain and Ireland at the time, and Americans. They come over, and the Americans beat them up pretty good, right? And Abe Mitchell's like, we can do better. We can beat these guys. And Samuel Ryder says, I'll tell you what, let's go over there. Let's go to Worcester, Massachusetts, and let's play them. And in 1927, the very first Ryder Cup happened. Named after Samuel Ryder because he paid for everybody to get on the boat to go over to it. He paid for the trophy. He commissioned the building of that trophy. Abe gets appendicitis right before the ship's going to go. He doesn't even get a chance to play in the first Ryder Cup. He does play in the second one in 1929, and it's GB and I won, but the Americans won in 1927. And Abe didn't play in that one, but he played in the other one. But everybody was so excited when they came back and this trophy. And then Samuel tells him, Abe, you're that guy on top of the trophy. I commissioned the building of that trophy because I wanted to feature you. You changed my life. You're a PGA golf professional. And you taught me how to play this game, and it's changed my life because now we have this Ryder Cup thing going on. And that's the power of being a PGA golf professional. The relationship between you and your player as a PGA member, or you as a player to your coach. I mean, I give my dentist lessons, which, by the way, means you get free dental work. So that's the best dental plan you could ever get, I assure you right now. So if you're a PGA golf professional, give your dentist lessons. It's the best thing. But the relationship I have with Dr. Swain, you know, even the shoes, if you see me on TV when we gave away the trophy to Brooks, I've got some Jordans on, and they got stars and stripes all over them. Dr. Swain made those for me. He goes, Don, I want to bless you with the pair of shoes. And I said, really? He goes, yeah. I go, I'll wear them on the putting green. He goes, I hope you do. And I did. But that's the power of Samuel Ryder putting Abe Mitchell on the Ryder Cup trophy. So when you see the Ryder Cup trophy, just know it's the only trophy that you don't get any money if you win it. And nobody owns it. The game owns it. Samuel Ryder created a deed of trust to make sure that no entity would ever own it, that it would specifically be for that match. And you know how many trophies there are? There are actually 4. There's one that's in a safe in London. It never leaves. They bring it out to engrave it, and they put it back in. There's another one that the players get, and you get to take it with you. Because we won the Ryder Cup, and I'm an officer of the PGA, I got the actual Ryder Cup at Augusta Ranch Golf Club. And they were like, you're kidding me. I'm like, this is the real one. It's bent and everything. Dude, look at it. There's 2 others that float around just for media events. And the only reason I know this is because when I had it, Wednesday, they said, Don, don't take any pictures of it on Instagram, Don Ray, PGA. Don't take any pictures of it on Instagram because it's in Bethpage black for the Ryder Cup because we're doing a media day. And we don't want everybody to know there's 2 Mickey Mouses, right? There's only one Mickey Mouse, and that's it, right, kids? That's it. So there's only one Ryder Cup trophy, but there's more than that. But the real one never leaves. It never leaves the safe in London. All right, tell me you know who this guy is. Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers is the best. Do you know who the puppet is? Anybody? Shout it out. Is this a quiet crowd? What is this? 7 a.m. sermon or something? Nobody wants to say anything? Daniel. And it was after Dorothy Daniel. So Dorothy Daniel worked on the show. She gave Mr. Rogers that puppet, and he used it and called him Daniel. Now, there's something Mr. Rogers did. There's a great documentary on television, on Netflix, I think it is. There's nobody on television anymore, Wes, just so you know, dude. It's all on tablet. Sorry, buddy. You want to be a tablet star now, not a TV star. And Mr. Rogers, it's a great documentary. And so what he would do in a room just like this is he would say, you're not here by accident. You're in this room because somebody did something for you. And he'd say, I'm going to give you a gift right now. And I'm going to follow suit and give you that same gift that Mr. Rogers used to give. And he'd say, I'm going to give you 1 minute, and I'm watching you, because I'm not going to close my eyes, but you are. I want you to close your eyes, and for 1 minute, it's going to be a long time, I want you to think about somebody who's changed your life. Moms and dads, you're doing the same thing. Close your eyes, think about somebody who pops into your mind in this next minute. And isn't it amazing how long a minute is? But we burn through them all the time. So I don't know who you thought about, but you should text them. I mean, I think about somebody different the times I've done this, and I thought about my daughter. She's got hip surgery in 2 weeks in New York, and her bravery through this whole process, Jared, right? It's been amazing. So I'm going to text her as soon as I get back and say, honey, I'm just thinking about you. I love you. Can't wait for you to get your surgery and walk. But here's your homework. Sorry, I know school's out. I'm not going to be here next year speaking at this. I mean, I hope I am, but if you get somebody, that's cool. I'm not the best looking, and I'm not the best broadcaster. I don't know. You might be in this room, and you might not be. But what I challenge you to do is whoever's in this room, that they think of you a year from now. That you invest in somebody, a freshman on your golf team, so that when they win state and the medalist next year, that they're like, man, that guy or she took me aside and practiced my chipping and putting. Because you can't, like right now, I bet you say this all the time. Hey, if you ever need me, give me a call. That's very welcoming. It's not inviting. It's not. It's just, hey, you want to play golf? Yeah, call me anytime. If you say, Don, you want to play Saturday at 1 o'clock? Now I've got a decision to make. Am I going to play Saturday at 1 o'clock? It's more personal. Don't be a welcoming person. Be an inviting person. If you know someone's moving, go over there and help them move. You know they need the help, because nobody ever has enough people when they're moving. But I think I'll just leave you with that. I think success, you have it. You're in this room because you were successful this year. But there's a difference between success, which is usually private or personal motives, boom, your ambitions, your goals, or significance. Like when you're successful, you did something that got you into this room. When you're significant, you did something that got somebody else in this room or got somebody else one of their dreams. And so 1, be a PGA professional because there's a lot of significance in it. 2, thanks for obliging me with the minute. That was awesome. I hope it was emotional for you as it was for me. And congratulations for being in this room because there's a lot of kids who would like to be in this room and they're not. And so celebrate yourself. This is cool. This doesn't happen in any section. I promise you, I've been to 30 out of the 41. I haven't seen this happen in any section where they celebrate high school golf and high school kids like the Utah section. So I applaud the section. Devin, Jeff, nice work. Reach out to Lucas. He's got the magic phone. And thanks a lot. I appreciate you. Have a good night.